It's been no secret that over the last few years, myself, along with several other vegans, have been subjected to mass scrutiny and abuse by intersectional vegans, because we have made it clear that we believe in an animal rights movement that includes people from various sides of the political and ideological spectrum, and that it's wrong to shut out people such as Trump supporters, Tories, men's rights activists and so on from animal rights spaces. The common reason intersectionals give is that the inclusion of these people allegedly violates the safety and inclusion of other activists from minority groups.
If you're shutting people out of the movement because they don't have a certain, the same political ideology as you, that's not building an inclusive movement.
Yeah, totally, man.
That's not how the world works. That's not how social justice works. I'm sorry. You can pretend like you're trying to build a social justice movement, but you're not. Because when you build a social justice movement inviting Trump supporters and racists and men's rights activists to march along, people of color and feminists and so forth and so on, you know who doesn't show up in that situation? Feminists and people of color and indigenous communities and trans people and gay people. And you know why they don't show up? It's not because they dislike or they disagree with those people. It's because they're not safe. They are not safe physically, emotionally. They are belittled, they are attacked, they're having their rights stripped away, their protection stripped away by those people. And you want them to come together as an inclusive movement? That's not how it works. That's not how social justice works.
I'm making this video in light of today's news that the Labour Party, the party most intersectional vegans vote for in the UK, and whose supporters they all unanimously accept within their spaces, has been found responsible for 3 breaches of the Equality Act by the Equality and Human Rights Commission. These are political interference in anti-Semitism complaints, failure to provide adequate training to those handling anti-Semitism complaints, and harassment. This has resulted in Labour's leader at the time of the last UK election, Jeremy Corbyn, a man who UK intersectionals have glorified over the years, being suspended from the Labour Party. This has all come to a head after several years of claims made against Corbyn and Labour that have been ignored by intersectionals every time I've posed the question to them about the difference between me being okay with Tories and Republicans being in animal rights spaces and them being okay with Labour Party supporters being included.
There is an issue, Mr. Speaker, that needs to be addressed in this House. And before the right honourable gentleman stands up and parades himself as the champion of climate change or the champion of the people or the defender of equality and fairness, he needs to apologise for his failure to deal with racism in the Labour Party. Just today, 60 distinguished members of the Labour Party have written in the newspapers, "The Labour Party welcomes everyone except, it seems, Jews." This is your legacy, Mr. Corbyn. You still haven't opened your eyes. You still haven't told the whole truth. You still haven't accepted your responsibility. You have failed the test of leadership. Apologise now.
A letter that may shake up elections in the United Kingdom. In an article published in The Times titled, "What Will Become of Jews in Britain If Labour Forms the Next Government?" Chief Rabbi of the United Kingdom, Ephraim Mervis, attacking Labour. In the letter, Mervis saying the, quote, poison of anti-Semitism has taken root in the party. The chief rabbi showing fear for the future of the Jews in the country if Labour Party leader Jeremy Corbyn becomes prime minister, and writing, quote, this anxiety is justified, raising concerns about anti-Jewish racism in the context of a general election ranks among the most painful moments I have experienced since taking office.
It's not okay that you've avoided this issue these past few years, intersectionals. It's not okay that you've bullied people and cancelled people and ostracised people because they support Tories or Trump when you all vote or accept this party. Now, for any Labour Party supporters watching, to be clear, it is not my opinion that you should be shut out of animal rights spaces because you vote Labour. As I've made clear, it's always been my position that people should not be ostracised from the movement because they vote a certain way. And I don't think you're an anti-Semite just because you vote Labour. In the same way, I don't think someone is automatically a racist just because they vote Republican in the US. But the point is, by intersectional logic, voting Labour should be held in the same regard as voting Tory or Republican. What even is their case here? How can they even make one without sounding like a complete and utter hypocrite? Or indeed just someone who doesn't take anti-Semitism as seriously as they take the things they deem Trump to be responsible for. So, intersectionals, there are two options for you here to choose from in order to remain consistent. Either you A, ban Labour Party and Corbyn supporters from animal rights spaces with the same fervour that you ban Trump and Tory supporters, or B, you do as I do and welcome people from both sides of the political spectrum into animal rights spaces and only shut them out if that individual specifically does something to violate the safety of another person. You can't wriggle around this. There is no room here for you to manoeuvre. And remember, by your own logic, it's not okay to deny that the UK Labour Party is institutionally racist and anti-Semitic. Why? Because it's always been your position that it's not okay to speak over the voices of marginalised people if you are not from that affected group. For example, if someone is, say, a white male, it's not okay by your logic for them to say that Trump is not racist and poses no threat to black and Hispanic people when black and Hispanic people feel he does. So your only choice here is to listen to the voice of UK Jews and accept, without question, what they are telling you about the party most intersectionals vote for in the UK.
The most worrying thing is that we don't know what a Corbyn government means for the British Jewish community.
The idea of Jeremy Corbyn coming to power makes me extremely nervous about the safety of myself and my friends and family.
I'm Sarah Gibbs, I'm Jewish.
I'm Joel, I'm Jewish.
I'm Hannah, I'm Jewish.
I'm Noah, I'm Jewish.
I cut up my Labour membership card the day Jeremy Corbyn became leader.
And I'm petrified of the prospect of Jeremy Corbyn in number 10.
I quit the Labour Party because I believe them to be institutionally racist.
In fact, the Jewish Chronicle notes that nearly 40% of UK Jews would seriously consider leaving the country if Corbyn came to power last election. The game's up, intersectionals. You can't keep ducking this issue any longer. Your silence is violence, right? Where are you on this issue? What will you do? The ball is in your court, intersectionals. I eagerly await your next course of action on this. Remember, these are the two choices you have.